welcome to Yoga with Rana. This is going to be a real short video, just something for those days when you know you don't have time to do a whole long asana sequence, but need a little bit of something to get your day started. So maybe you're just rolling out of bed, or maybe in my case, you're just sliding off the side of the bed, landing on the side, propping your back up against it, and just starting. So, that being said, let's get started. So, we want to start with the breath. It's always a good place to start and a great place to end. So, find a comfortable seat. Maybe you're laying up against your bed. Maybe you're just sitting somewhere. We're just going to take a few moments here just to lock in the breath. So really deep inhale. Picture everything going out as you inhale, taking up a lot of space. And then exhale, let it all go. Really feel that release. Inhale, filling up nice and wide. And exhale, releasing. Again, filling up. And releasing. And just take a couple of seconds here to just work on your own breath, find your own rhythm, and just lock that in for yourself. And then you can stay in this breath, or you can switch to Ujjayi. So for Ujjayi, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to inhale through our nose, really filling up. This time maybe picture going really long. Seal your lips, and then slowly and gently exhale through your nose. And feel how that, listen for how that changes your breath, how the sound is totally different. And then inhale, filling up, growing tall. And then sealing the lips, exhaling slowly through the nose. And again, about 5 of these. Find your own rhythm. Just continue to lock it in. Find what suits your body. Letting go of anything that doesn't suit you. And once that breath is dialed in, just try to keep it dialed in, that sense of calmness, the kind of mellow feeling that comes with dialing in the breath. Keeping the breath locked in, I'm just going to start to begin to warm up the spine as Biscuit says hi to our neighbors. So, hands come out to the side. So you're really rooting down through your palms, rooting down through your bum, and just choose a side, push into that hand. As you inhale, the other hand comes up, and you can bend the elbow into your side and just begin to slowly drift over to the side. So rather than the shoulder going in, it's just a gentle opening along the side. So sometimes it can really help to push down through this palm. And then breath is easy. We'll stay for 2 more, and then we'll switch sides. Nice, and then when you're ready, just allow that other hand to just slowly drift off. Maybe wiggle it out. Allow that hand to root. Other hand comes up on the inhale. Create as much space along the side ribs as possible. And then exhale, you can bend the elbow in, and then gently tilt. So we're trying to keep both cheeks a little equal and even here. So you may have to push down through the palm a little bit. But just come back to this steady, peaceful breath. And 3 more here. And 1 more. And then gently drift the hand. Wiggle it out. Do whatever feels good. We'll do a little bit of spine articulation from left to right. So again, we're going to use our hands as our roots. So if you're backed up against your bed, scoot forward a little bit. One hand goes behind you, one hand goes in front. We're really rooting down, pulling up through the crown of the head. That's the inhale. We're going to close the eyes. And then as we exhale, we're just going to gently start to turn a little bit, keeping the eyes closed. It's a gentle, gentle turn, but we're rooting down through the palms, through the fingers. And stay here for 5 breaths, so about 3 more here. Finding your rhythm, finding what works for you. Nice. Now when you're ready, just release the roots. Gently, slowly come back around. Maybe pause in the center here. And then switch it up. Re-rooting down, opposite side. Push, inhale, come up. Close the eyes, and then gently turn it out. And then we can use the breath to go a little bit deeper if we're ready. You push down a little bit more. Still try to keep the eyes closed. There's no tension in the occipital nerve, especially as you're first waking up. And when you're ready, we're just going to release. Gently come back around. Pause here. Really coming back to that breath, that stillness and calmness that we might want to use for the rest of the day. Nice. Now we're just going to take the hands out in front of us. We're just going to walk them out a little bit. And you can fold into it if you want a little bit. Try to keep the cheeks equal and even. And then pause here. And always the option to just flip the elbows out, keep them in and pull, or do nothing. And just a couple more breaths here. And then when you're ready, just walk it back. Come back to stillness. Just acknowledge that your body's starting to wake up. So the next thing we're going to do is CatCow and just begin to warm up the spine a little bit more. So what we're going to do is just draw our feet out in front of us. I'm going to find a nice comfortable seat on our bum. And you can choose. You can either draw everything in and not allow the knees to sag. You can take your feet a little bit wider apart, but just find a comfortable place. So I'm going to actually grab one wrist. And so for cow pose, as we inhale, we drop the belly on the thighs, lift the heart as if somebody's pulling here. When the inhale, gaze comes up. And then as we exhale, it's a nice slow movement. So the head's going to kind of slowly drop off. The shoulders curl. And this is a good option too. If you just want to come together, bring the elbows out. And we're going to inhale back to cow. And then exhale slowly, gently into cat. Inhale to cow. And exhale to cat. Just go along, find your own pace. Try to lock in your breath so you can do it together so they're aiding each other. And then when you're ready, we're just going to come back to a moment of stillness. So just taking note of the body and releasing. Coming back to a comfortable seat, pausing. Marvelous. So we'll finish with Baddha Konasana. So we're literally going to take our feet together. So if you've ever watched my videos, maybe you've seen me do this one. So what we want to do is the knife edge comes down If you can get your toes together and your heels together, that's wonderful. You can take your thumbs into the insole and kind of part the feet so the knife edge comes together a little more. And then what'll tend to happen is the knees will slowly start to come open. So what you don't want to do is suddenly take the feet and just drag them in, herky-jerky. You just want to make it nice and slow. So an option here, if you want to bridge the gap here, is to plant your hands behind you and slowly lift and drop the bum a little bit closer. So we want it to be a nice slow movement, especially if you're doing this first thing in the morning. So we just want a gentle stretch. So just notice, you may notice that it starts right about the groin area and goes up. It could be a little bit different for you. Everybody's a little bit different, so it could depend on your body. It could depend on how hydrated you are, what you've already done, how your night's sleep was, how relaxed you are. So just bear that in mind, be gentle with yourself, and just lock in the breath. And we'll just stay here for about 5 breaths in Baddha Konasana. And if there's tension between your shoulders, that's what happens to me. Sometimes what I have to do is push into the mat, draw my shoulders up, so I'm sitting a little bit more erect from the pelvis up, and then sometimes release the tension. And that could just be something that happens to me. So you can choose either or, and just keep breathing. Well, of course, keep breathing. But try to breathe calmly and relaxed. And then when you're ready, we're just going to extend the legs out in front of us. Maybe wiggle them out a little bit. And then you guessed it, we're going to come right back. Find that comfortable seat. Come back to the breath. And before we finish, let's aim for 8 breaths. So whichever one you want to do, the open mouth exhale to the Ujjayi, you choose what works best for your body. And we'll do about 8 rounds before we close it out. So inhaling, and then exhale. Inhale, filling up, and exhale, releasing. And about 2 more. Really filling up that life force and then really letting it go. And then filling up. And I'll just stand the singing bowl. And if you want, you can bring your thumbs to third eye and just exchange the word Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for coming to Yoga with Rana. If you like what you saw, feel free to leave a comment. Hopefully you'll subscribe, red button down below. And whatever happens, just have a really marvelous day. Thanks for coming to Yoga with Rana.